Okay. Sometimes our honors are not placed well, though. Here's the same length of the suit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And your partner's got 2 little. You have 9. Now, they might 3-1 against you. They may not be 2-2. If they're 3-1, they're going to take 3 tricks, aren't they? It's not like that ace, king, queen. Here you've got your aces in short suits. This isn't a good thing. Wouldn't you rather have your aces and kings in the long suit? Do you see that? Because you're going to lose 3 tricks unless they fall 2-2 against you. Does that make sense? We have how many? 7? And your partner has 2 little ones. That's 9. That means that's the highest card you have in the suit. The 10 of spades. Shoot. How can I have 7 and it's only a 10 high? So your opponents will either get 2 or 3 in the suit. If they're 4-0, they get all 4 tricks, don't they? Ace, king, queen, and the jack. Yeah. So we would rather have our honors to be in our long suit. Wouldn't you rather have the ace, king in this suit? Yeah, if it's here, it's just unfortunate. So just to give you a feel, is when we start taking a look at how to evaluate our hands, we take a look at our length, but length has to be where we have some good honors in the suit. Okay, so be conservative when you have a misfit. Now, we don't care if we have club losers or not because we have void. So our partner's ace doesn't do as much good. Don't you wish your partner had the ace, queen in this suit or spade suit? That would be great. Sometimes it doesn't work out. In the bidding, you have to try to make some determinations on this. So we said when you get something longer than 4 cards in a suit, 1, 2, 3, 4, we count 1 point for everything more. I wouldn't do it when it's only a 10 high because the suit is a lousy suit. Okay, we'll get into that. You'll get the hang of it. So each suit has ace, king, queen, jack. That's up to 10 high card points. There's 4 suits. There's 40 high card points in the deck. Okay, we get some extra points. If you have something more than a 4-card suit, like 5 or longer, we can add a point or 2. And if we have an extra trump, if we have 9 in the trump suit, that might be worth even more because we can do more roughing, more trumping if the opponents play a suit. If we have more in trump, then we've got less in the side suits. Okay, remember you have a partner, so don't get focused on your 13 pasteboards. Pasteboards is another name for cards they used to call them. They're kind of pasty boards. So consider listening to the auction and seeing what everybody else is doing. Yes?
You had the previous slide, you had a void. Isn't that worth something? Is there any value in that?
Yeah, according to Charles Gorin, he said, we can go beyond my boss did. Milton Work says, yeah, okay, eventually high card points, fine. We'll count that, fine. And Charles Gorin says, I think we should count points for shortness. Well, it turns out it's really more beneficial for the person who is in the dummy to have a shortness. We'll get into that later, but you just have to take my word for it. That we normally, as the declarer, we want long suits like that ace, king, queen. Let's go back to that. Rather than count shortness here, we normally count length for the declarer. And if your partner happened to have, say, no hearts, then in a lot of trump, we would not have any heart losers. So as the partner, the responder, then you like when you have shortness and your partner can rough some of your, let's say they had no diamonds. That would be cool. So that's to answer your question. So some people say I'd rather count short points, but most people, when they get into it, they understand why long points are better. Okay. So we normally have about 12 or 13 points to open. Remember the high card points? About 12 or 13. If you had 4 kings, would you open? 12. So, yeah, I think 4 kings you would open. Now, in your workbook there, you'll find that it says should be 13 points. For novices, that's maybe okay because they maybe don't play quite as well. But I tell you, everyone in this room, they got 12 points. They're going to be opening. So most people these days, they open with 12. Some 12-point hands are not as good as others. Remember I mentioned about the slow tricks, the queens and the jack? If you've got a queen and a jack in every suit, that's 3 times 4 is 12. I don't think that's as good as having 4 kings because those are slow tricks. It'll take a long time before you'll get anything with your... So if I had like queens and jacks and all 4 suits, I wouldn't open that. But if I had 4 kings, I would open it. We'll learn more about the value of primary honors, aces and kings. Okay, if you have about 2/3 of the 40 points, yes?
Back there, that's 6 to respond. 6 plus to respond.
Right?
So that's something I need to know. Is that a firm rule? For instance, if you have less than 6, you should pass?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And if you have 6 plus, you probably should respond in some manner.
Yes. Now, if your partner opens 3 no trump and you've got 6 points, well, unless you're going to get a slam, make 12. And you're not going to get 12, I don't think. Sometimes, once you're already to the objective, fine. But no, normally, if I've got 19 or 20 points and I open 1 club and you pass with 6 points, and I thought, oh, we missed our game. Partner, why didn't you respond? You've got 6 points. I'm playing in 1 club and we could have made 3 no trump and got a game bonus. Come on, partner. Come on. Everybody else in the room has got 3 no trump.
Okay, so I just need the 6.
6 points.
6 plus.
6 points.
Always should respond, and if you got less than 6, it's okay.
Yeah, yes, that's right. Although, let's say there were 4 jacks and 1 queen. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to get too many tricks.
The problem with this is it's like the law.
There's always some... That's right. Yes, there is. And that's the great part of bridge is that, there's no guarantee. You don't know how the jury's going to vote. It's just like the California lottery, right? Okay, so anyway, if you have about 2/3 or about 25 or 26 points and you're in no trump or a major suit, you can get a game bonus. We'll talk about that more. Okay. The bidding ladder. We talked about the progression at the 1 level. You open 1 club. Peter can overcall 1 diamond. He could go 2 diamonds if he wanted, but he can just go 1 diamond. It's your bid. You want to go 1 heart, then it could be 1 spade. But if it was like it went 1 club and then the overcall was 1 spade, you can no longer go 1 heart. You'd have to go at the 2 level, 2 hearts. Yes?
For instance, you start with 1 club and then you respond 1 diamond. There's something, you may jump more than you need to, like 2 diamonds.
Yes.
And what is that signaling? That's signaling something.
Well, you said you might go 2 diamonds. Now, when you're playing contract bridge, people will do that. 1 club, 2 diamonds. Well, we should not use an inflection like 2 diamonds. We should say 2 diamonds. In other words, when we use inflections or we go 2 diamonds, yeah, we're supposed to make, it's not like poker. We can have all these inferences. This is the Queensberry rules, right? We're going to be proper. It's like the whist days. We use etiquette. So we would just use a normal tone and inflection. We would not use gestures and mannerisms. But you could make a jump bid to answer your question. And that's where the duplicate, see, notice how we have the bidding box? So you can't do that. Yes. You can't actually say it. I've had sometimes where an opponent, though, where they make a special bid, and as they get ready to make a bid, they'll go like this. You can't be like looking and like, do you know this is conventional? You're not supposed to do that. But yeah, that's a good question. So when you make a jump bid, it may mean that you have an extra strong hand. In fact, some people would argue that when you had that 1 heart bid that you made before, that the partner, Dwight, with 18 points, 17 plus 1 distribution, because he had a long suit, didn't he? So he should have maybe said 2 spades, 1 heart, 2 spades. But he went 1 spade. But When you jump, oftentimes it's called a strong jump shift, showing 17
Oh,
points. Strong jump shift. Okay?
But if you did go jump to 2 or whatever, that would signal to your partner that you had a really good hand.
Really good suit and a really strong hand that you're interested in slam.
Okay.
Okay? Now, some people these days, very modern, they say, I'll make it like a preempt. I want to play it where it's weak. And you're like, well, which is it? But you have to have these agreements with your partner. But traditional bridge is strong. We'll get into these later on in the course, though.
That raising it, in other words, instead of 1 diamond, you go 2 diamonds. Okay, I understand that. That's you're indicating
Yeah.
you got a strong hand. It's also doesn't put pressure on the opponents because they've got a bid next.
Yeah, now, here's the question.
And
If
it's not good
are the opponents bidding, or is the opponent overcalling
No,
2?
if you're-
Your partner
if you're
goes 2.
overcalling, okay, that's in signifying you're strong, but does it also put pressure on the?
Yes, whenever you make a jump bid, it takes away the oxygen out of the room. So let's say it goes 1 diamond over in the west. And then the person in the north says, 1 club, and the person in the north says 3 diamonds. Oh my gosh. They didn't say 1 diamond. They didn't say 2 diamond. They maybe got a long diamond suit and little else. Now you can't bid except for 3 hearts or 3 spades or 3 no trump or something. So yeah, some people use those bids obstructively, preemptively. We'll get into those though. Anyway, so that's the 1 level bidding ladder. And then the 2 level, after 1 no trump, you would either have to go 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 somethings, right? It goes up. At the 3 level, same thing. So this is, sometimes they call this the bidding ladder. We'll get used to that. But when we start off, sometimes we make an insufficient bid. I, as a director, all the time get calls. Yes, how may I help? This person made an insufficient bid. The bidding maybe was at 2 hearts, and the next person came around and they went 2 diamonds. Well, no, you'd have to go 3 diamonds because you can't go to a lower ranking suit at the same level. It always has to be a higher ranking suit. Okay, the other calls, there is pass. Some people say that's the best bid in bridge, sometimes not. The double, which says, basically, I doubt it, I think I'm going to penalize you. And then if one person doubles, the next person, the opponent, can redouble. You can't double your partner, of course, and you can't redouble your partner's double. But you can always double the opponents if you think they can't make it or some other special agreement.
What's the second one, that double?
Redouble.
Does that increase the penalty?
It increases it, yes. Have you ever played backgammon? They have the doubling cube. I had some people, when I was telling you about my background when I was in computers, another job I didn't tell you about, where I was a computer hardware group, and I was in Chicago for some training. And these people were from New York also going to this training, and they played backgammon. And what they would play for, something even better than money. You've ever heard of time, talents, and treasures? Time. They would play for time. You would play a game of backgammon, and when you lost an 11-point game, you were slave for 1 hour. Now, these are guys in their 20s. Well, I want you to wash my car, shine my shoes. Oh, the bathroom, it looks really bad. They really played this game seriously. And that meant 11 games to see who was going to be a slave. But after you got ahead a ways, you say, well, I think I'm going to make the game double. The game's now worth 2. Wow, geez, I want to make it 2? It looks like I am going to lose. Now I'll concede the game. But maybe they say, well, I think I can not only do 2, I double it back to you for 4. And the next person, I'll double it back to you for 8, and go all the way up to 64. In bridge, that used to be the way it was done too. And eventually they said ixnay on the redouble a. And so they said once it gets to a redoubled, meaning 4 times as much, that's as high as you can go. But you see that in some other games, the notion of the double and redouble. Increasing the penalty, and if you make it, increasing the rewards. Okay, and I didn't mention a lot, but the opponents may compete. The first hand you saw, 1 heart, 1 spade, 2 spades, 4 no trump, 5 diamonds, 6 spades. The opponents just pass throughout. But some cases, the opponents like to compete. Okay, so the minimum opener, a minimum hand would be 12 to 14 points. Just everybody should be able to have 10 points if there's 40 in the deck. So about a king extra, 3 points extra, that would be a minimum opener. So if they jump by 3 or 4 each time, if this is 13 and this is 16, doesn't that go up by 3? So a medium opener, this is getting to be a better hand, right? Getting much better. Maximum hand, 19 to 21. Well, 20 points is half the points in the deck, you bet. How about even better than that, the supermax? That would be 22 points or more. You just about know you can get to game. You've got such a lot of points. And for the responder, a minimum, you want to make a bid when you've got 6 to 9 points. But what if you have a medium hand? 10 to 12 points. See how they go up by about 3 points? A maximum hand, if you have 13 points yourself, you're like an opener. If your partner opened and you have an opener hand, you've got a lot of points between you. Okay, let's take a look at that. If one player has a maximum and the other player has a minimum, that's enough for a game. If 2 people have a medium hand, 10 to 12, and 15 to 17, that's that 25, 26 range, that's enough for a game. Okay, we're going to learn later, and this is just, take a good breath. We don't have to memorize it now, but just so you get a sense for it, there are 3 types of bids. There's a sign-off bid, an invitational bid, and a forcing bid. When you saw the hand today, when it went 1 heart, 1 spade. 1 spade is forcing. Your partner bids a new suit as responder. They could have 6 points. They could have 18 points, right? It was a forcing bid. Your partner better not pass because it's a forcing bid. A new suit by partner, pass. You don't want to pass. But when it goes 1 club, 2 clubs, same denomination at the lowest level, that says I'm only got 6 to 9. I don't have 10 to 12. If I got 10 to 12, I'll jump to 3 clubs, as we'll see. So when you bid your suit, or you bid no trump, 1 club, 1 no trump, 6 to 9 points. If it had 10 to 12, you could go 2 no trump. 1 club, 1 spade, 1 no trump. I still got a minimum hand. Whenever you bid or rebid no trump at the cheapest level, it's minimum. Now they started off with 12 points all the way up to about 21. 1 spade, we don't know how much that's worth, but when they rebid 1 no trump, they've got 12 to 14 points. They've got a minimum. They're saying, I want to pass. It's a sign-off bid. If you want to go to 3 no trump, well, you do it on your own. I've told you what I have. 1 club, 1 spade, 2 spades. Aha! That's kind of like that 1 heart, 1 spade, 2 spades. You remember you had ace, king, jack 5 times and, queen, jack 10 of diamonds. You had just a minimum hand. So that's what Oswald Jacoby wanted to do, was sign off. But you with 18 points, you said, I've got other ideas, right? I want to be in slam. 1 club, 3 club. Well, if 1 club, 2 clubs is sign off, then 1 club, 3 clubs is invitational to game. 1 club, 1 spade, 3 clubs. Oh, you've jumped on your own suits. You must have some extras. Didn't bid 2 clubs. That would have been a sign off. Where somebody jumps, that shows extras. And by the way, when you rebid your suit, if you're playing with me, I hope you got a 6-card suit. I don't want you rebidding 5-card suits. Please, please. 6-card suits when you rebid your suit. If you only have a 5-card suit, just rebid 1 no trump. Something like that. Here, like this one. Only rebid your suit when you've got 6. Now, if you've got a good 5, ace, king, queen, jack, and the 5th one, I might let you slide. But you want to rebid 6-card suits, okay? 1 club, 1 spade, 3 spades. Oh, there's a jump in the responder suit. Open, response, opener, rebids. That's invitational. 4 spades is a game. 1 club, 1 spade, 4 spades. Oh, well, this opener must have had like this 19 to 21 points. They must have had a maximum because all they had to do was wait for Peter to say, I've got 6 points. 6 points in my 19 makes 25. 25, it's game time. The one who knows, goes. I want us to get our game bonus. If you know, you go. Okay. Now, how many tricks does it make to get a game. In no trump, you need your book of 6 plus 3 more. You need 9 tricks to make your game bonus. If it happens to be in a major suit, spades or hearts, it requires the 4 level, 4 hearts or 4 spades. So that would be 6 plus 4 more. So when somebody bids 4 hearts or 4 spades, says, I'm cruising to get a game bonus. How about the minor suits? Takes 5. Wow. That's 11 of the 13 tricks, isn't it? Wow, wouldn't you rather be in 3 no trump? It only takes 9 tricks? Yeah, so most duplicate players, for sure, they don't like go 4 diamonds or get the 5 for bonus. Or as my mother would say, well, Michael, if you're going to bid 5, you might as well go to 6 and you'll get a slam bonus. Well, I don't even know if I can make 5. If you're going to bid 5, you might as well get 6. That's the way a lot of contract players think about it. Okay, and 6th level in any denomination, suit that is, and that's called a small slam, and you get not only the game bonus, you get a slam bonus, double bonus. That makes the book of 6 plus another 6, 12 of the 13 tricks. And if you're really greedy and you want to get all 13 tricks, 7 level, that is all 13, or 6 plus 7. Now, when we saw the slam hand over here, you didn't have all of them because you were missing the ace of diamonds. You recall that? The ace of diamonds was held by one of the players. So you got to make sure you have all the aces and probably all the kings, don't you think? Okay. So 3 no trump, that's what it is. 4 spades, 25, 26. 5 diamonds, you should have about 29 points. You see the progression? To go beyond a game, to get to the 5 level, you need another 4 points. Or if you want to get to the 6th level, you need another 4 points. So each time you want another trick, you better have another ace. And how much is an ace? How many high card points? 4. Hey, that makes sense, doesn't it? So once you know that the game is about 25, to make something at the 4 level, except no trump, which is harder to make, but in a suit, 25, 29, 33. Okay? About 1 extra ace every level you go up. Makes a lot of sense. 7 level, you better have 37 points. Go up another 4. And you better have probably, like I say, all the aces and kings, or a really long suit. Okay, objective, obviously to take all the tricks you can. Over tricks is good in this game. Make your contract, if you get over tricks, fine. Opponents, your primary objective is to minimize the tricks they get and even to defeat them or to set the contract, as it's called. And remember, we have left-hand opponent, right-hand opponent, and your partner and you. So the top side, as we saw before, that bids in a suit contract, they win the contract, and the partner who first bids that suit, they are what we call the declarer. And the person to the left of the declarer, they make that opening lead, don't they? Okay, the partner is the dummy. Remember we talked about over in India where they only had 3 people to play in the whisk, and they came over to our game. So once the opening lead has been played, then your partner puts the cards down as the dummy, and you look at your partner and you say, "Thank you, partner." And you look at the dummy sometimes, you thought, what were they bidding on? That isn't what it looks like, but you try to be polite. This is a game of etiquette. We're not supposed to make untoward comments to our partner. Now,
Very sarcastic.
yes, thank you, partner. Or it might be, partner, when we're riding home, we're going to have a long conversation. That's if we're riding together, partner. No, we don't do that. But sometimes we have to say, well, oh, isn't that interesting, dummy? Thank you, partner. Okay. What else? Okay, left-hand hole leads. Okay, we follow the suit. Highest card wins. If no cards in the suit, in the lead suit, you can play something else. So if you're out of the cards in the suit, we can take this notion of you just slough, just pitch another card if you have no trump. Even if you don't want to play trump, you don't have to. It's not like pinochle. You can play trump if you want to when another suit's played. But if they're trying to promote a long suit, you have none in that suit, then you can go ahead and trump it or rough it. Yes. Now we saw where for some reason Dwight D. Eisenhower, when the ace of diamonds was played, he played his king rather than one of his little ones. But he wanted to be sure, since the queen and the jack were in the other hand, that he could make sure he had transportation. But normally we play low. You're correct. I'd say 95 out of 100 times we win as low as possible. But sometimes when you're playing in a no-trump contract, you got to get to that other hand. Remember that where you had those hearts, ace, king, jack, 5 times in your hand. So sometimes we do have to play a higher card so that we can get to the next hand. Okay. The person who won the trick, of course, they are the ones who gets to lead for the second and the third and the fourth. Whoever wins each time of the suit that was led, or if you're roughing, whoever's the highest that roughed it, they're the ones who get to lead. It proceeds to get all 13, and then we do the score. Did you make your part score something less than a game? A game, remember, 3 no trump, 4 spades or 4 hearts, 5 diamonds or 5 clubs, or some kind of a slam. If you made it, fine, you get your part score. If you get a game, you get a game bonus, or maybe get a slam bonus. If you don't make it, you get where you lose. And if they've doubled you, you lose even more. Okay, so just kind of quickly, what I'm going to do is, just so we can play some hands, is to say some of the strategies we oftentimes, but not always, we pull trump. Sometimes we want to do a roughing strategy first, but oftentimes. And if we have...
You mean start with your game?
Yeah, we normally, the ace and the king, we saw that where you had the ace, the king, and the queen. And the opponents, we had 9, they had 4, they each played twice. Sometimes we have other strategies, but that's one of the ones we oftentimes do. If we have a sequence of cards, the king, the queen, the jack, and the 10 in a suit, we normally play the top of a sequence. We play the king, we get the ace out of the way, now we can start getting some tricks. Also, when we play the king, our partner knows you must have some others in that. You wouldn't play king and a doubleton, 2, because, it just loses to the ace. So what was that all about? So a sequence lead is very descriptive. It helps to promote your suit as well as to tell your partner. And this should say play second hand low. It shouldn't say high. Normally when we're in the second seat, we play low. Sometimes we will want to win the trick, but normally in the third seat is where we play the highest. Our partner has led the suit. They led the 2. If we have the ace, they want you to take it. Maybe they've got the king. So normally in the third seat we play high, we'll see that. If an opponent leads an honor, we normally cover it with our honor. An honor is the ace, king, queen, jack, 10. So if my right-hand opponent starts with a jack of clubs, if I've got the queen of clubs, I'll normally put it on top of the jack. I'll cover the honor. We normally try to promote our long suit, and that was what Dwight D. Eisenhower, when he was trying to promote that heart suit in the dummy.
What do you mean promote?
Promote means is where we had those suits that are longer than 4, 5 cards or more. That is where we like to go ahead and get extra tricks in those longer suits. We promote the suit. We bring it to the head of the class. Let's say that you happen to have the ace, king, and 5 others. 7-card suit. Let's say I have the queen and 1 other. I play my queen of clubs. They both follow. I play my little club up to your ace. They both follow. That's 8. You place the king of clubs. You get rid of their last one in the suit. And now your other clubs are all just winners. You promoted that club suit. Okay? And we, of course, want entries. I wouldn't want to play the ace from your hand and then come back to a queen from mine. Now I only had 2. I can't get back to your clubs. I should have played my queen first. So we have to think about transportation or entries to the hand. And then we talked about sometimes we want to take a finesse, and sometimes we want to take a repeated finesse. Repeated finesse is, let's say it was ace, queen, 10. Well, if the king or the jack is over here, I can get 2 chances to finesse when the king is on side or the jack is on side. Okay. Anyway, enough of that. And roughing, we talked about. Sometimes we go roughing back and forth. We cross rough in one hand, rough in the other. That's nice when you've got a long suit. Okay. We normally, once we're the declare, we want to assess the facts and the inferences. How many winners, how many losers do we have? what is our contract? We want to consider the various lines of play. Do we want to do finesses? Do we want to do promotions? Do we want to do roughing? How can we take extra tricks? And we want to be contrarians. We want to evaluate what the opponents are doing. We almost always do the opposite of what the opponents are doing. If they're trying to promote a suit and no trump contract, we want to promote a suit before they promote a suit, because they're trying to get a lot of tricks. There's no trump now. If they get their long suit before we do, they win the race. If we can promote our suit before they do, we win the race. So we normally do the opposite of the opponent.